Hi, this is Ranbir Kapoor,
This is Imtiaz Ali.
and together
We are watching
you are watching
us on Bollywood Hungama.
Faridoon.
We have with us Ranbir Kapoor and Imtiaz Ali, the team of Tamasha. First of all, they're the successful team of Rockstar, and back on Bollywood Hungama. The promo is coming up very soon. Huge pleasure to have you guys on Bollywood Hungama. First of all, back once again. And Imtiaz Ali, you've shared, I think, a very rare relationship with Ranbir Kapoor because he got all the awards for Rockstar somewhere, and his performance was really appreciated.
I wish I could take the credit for it, but unfortunately, when an actor is acting, the director can't really get into him and act and make it better. It's really the doing of an actor when he gets the credit for it.
Right.
बड़प्पन है कि ऐसा बोल रहा है। मैंने बहुत एक्चुअली रॉकस्टार में जो कुछ मैंने किया था या तमाशा में, ऑफ कोर्स मैं ये नहीं कहना चाह रहा कि मैं बुरा एक्टर हूँ, बट आई थिंक इम्तियाज जो मेरे लिए लिखता है, as in what he's offered me, what he's made me do, जो उनका एक विजन होता है मेरे लिए as an actor, as a human being, is far greater than I expected, and I'm extremely grateful for that, sir. Compliment ले लो sir.
Actually, मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं जो मैंने अभी कुछ देर पहले इंटरव्यू में बोला था कि when we directors actually sit and talk about what we are doing, we really feel fortunate that you are acting in the film industry at the same time as we are working. Really. I mean, you know, you are a nice guy and friend and all that, but जो है वो है. We are very fortunate.
Okay, in fact, one of Ranbir's recent co-stars, she has drawn a very interesting analogy between you and Imtiaz Ali. So what she was asked was that any director who's good looking enough to be an actor, so she said that Imtiaz Ali, he could do the Ranbir Kapoor kind of movies.
Who said this?
This is Anushka Sharma. You know how
That is true. And I think Anushka Sharma and me, actually, this is again a little trivia. We both are, before I knew Imtiaz and I worked in Rockstar, we both were big Imtiaz Ali fans. Because जब मैं अनुष्का से मिला था, her aspirations for movies and to work with a certain director were very similar to mine. और मुझे हमेशा इम्तियाज एक चाहत थी कि मैं इम्तियाज के साथ काम करूँगा, इम्तियाज मुझे फिल्म ऑफर करेगा, हम बैठेंगे, you know, ये बहुत ही cool type का बंदा है, the way his personality is, the way he looks, the kind of films he makes. And I remember कि Rockstar there was a part which you had offered to Anushka also, which was done by Aditi Rao Hydari. That actually was a part that you had spoken to Anushka about. Yeah, and she, for whatever reason, she didn't do the film, but she always said that in my career, in my life, I really hope that I get the opportunity to work with Imtiaz Ali at some point.
I think most of the actresses, seriously, they say that. In fact, the ones who have already worked with you, they keep Katrina in every interview. Somewhere she compares even Singham Returns to somewhere to Jab We Met.
Yeah, that was a very lovely experience. You know, sometimes you do some work together and it really stays with you. I think it really stays with Katrina and me what we did in Jab We Met. So we would always like to revisit it.
Okay, I've just seen the promo of Tamasha. Looks very interesting. Somewhere I think in one of the making videos you've said that the stories that we listen in our childhood is something that really affects the way we become.
That's true.
And somewhere it is about storytelling in a way as well. So could you please elaborate on that aspect?
See, I feel that when you listen to stories like Laila Majnu, Heer Ranjha, Ramayan, etc., these characters are in your mind just like how relatives or friends are in your life. You know, they affect you. I feel that these characters have affected me in the way I have grown up. You know, with this character also, with Vedvardhan Sani, who Ranbir is playing in the film, is also very affected by the stories that he's heard and he's kind of grown up with.
Right.
That's what I guess I meant.
Now, the way your and Deepika's entire relationship, that the way we were saying it, it's funny at times and then it becomes serious as well. Do you have that apprehension? Personally, I think it looks beautiful. But do you have these apprehensions that people may have certain notions that does it have like a Ye Jawani as in hangover because of like a non-committal guy and what really happens to him?
No, I think once people see
semblance in a
no, it's diametrically opposite. It's such a new film for both Deepika and me to do together. We've done Jawani, Diwani and Basnaz, you know. But this was completely new characters, a completely new world. And I think that's what with in Imtiaz Ali, the girl-boy dynamic is always so interesting. You know, there's always like a new language that they're speaking, and there is a new quality that both the characters like about each other that you've never seen before. And I think that's what makes Imtiaz Ali's love stories to me so appealing, is that he never apes himself. You know, he never, at the same time, it has a certain, it reminds you of Imtiaz's characters, but it's so new. The lines, the world, the language, the flirtiness, the heartbreak, the pain, it's everything. You know, you will go through an entire Hindi film emotion, but said in a very new, entertaining, engaging way. And that's what he can effortlessly pull in every film of his. And this film also is very different from what Deepika and me, the characters that we played in Jawani Diwani. You know, this is more, it was more real. At the same time, it was more, it was very new. There was no reference point to these characters. I remember Jawani Diwani, Ayan had given us a reference point. He gave Deepika a reference point. He gave me a reference point. In this, we kind of had to discover it while the film went along.
Okay, and I think Piyush Mishra, I think, plays a
The
very
storyteller.
interesting character.
Yes.
And I think you've always had some really interesting. Rockstar was an amazing character, was a hugely entertaining character. So something about Piyush Mishra, and I think you're damn good with your casting. Mukesh Chabra has done the casting.
Shahryar has done the casting. And I think all the casting is a very, very important thing in film. And it's only recently that me and many filmmakers in India have actually begun to recognize its effect. And Mukesh Chabra has been a very, very important factor in the films that I've done, because he's cast most of them from Love Aajkal onwards. So Piyush Mishra. So Piyush, and I've actually been a flunky in the theatre group that he was the god of, called Act 1 at that point of time. And Piyush and I have always been in touch with each other. And Ranbir and Piyush also share a very, very good actors relationship, because they worked in Rockstar together and they again bonded like how actors do. And for a person, let me tell you, it seems as though he compliments you all the time, but Piyush Mishra, it comes from a stock of very, very snooty actors from the Delhi theatre circuit, where they feel that everyone else is shit except for them, because he really admires you as an actor.
Yeah,
and
I
it is
think a lot
very
of people. Arshad Varsi has said that I love Ranbir's work, and no advice I would want to give him. He's doing excellently.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
As an actor, you score very highly, sir. You kind of don't even.
The next time you meet Piyush Mishra, you should ask him to tell you his story, his poetry or song that he's made on method acting.
Huh.
It is
No,
one
in
of the
fact,
classics.
we've done an interview with Piyush Mishra, and surprisingly, it's got a very good response.
Yeah.
But ask him to do the
And
method
he's
acting
amazing to talk
whenever
to,
you meet him
actually.
next.
He's an extremely, extremely entertaining person, and he's, I think, an institution himself. And he's a storyteller. See, I wanted him to play storyteller. Like this is a guy who you find in Shimla somewhere, and he's the kind of guy that you give him some money and he tells you a story. That's what he does in the film. It's such a weird character. So, because he's been a storyteller on stage, many of the plays that he's done in his life are playing Sutradhar. So he's like often with music telling a story to the audience, which is what he does in a way in this film.
In the promo and even in the making videos that I just saw, somewhere your entire comfort level with Deepika is excellent. Somewhere it's very friendly. Somewhere you can make out, considering that you guys have shared a certain past as well. But it's very entertaining. It's very funny as well. That portion when मैं डॉन हूँ और 12 मुल्कों की पुलिस मेरे पीछे, and then she says that मैं मोना डार्लिंग हूँ, and the way you say Mona ki darling, I think that has a really unique moment to it. Now, how important do you feel was it that you guys really gel like a wonderful couple somewhere? Because the intensity that you see at the end of the promo is like something that people just swear by in terms of like love story.
See, I don't know if it's an advantage or a disadvantage that we have the baggage of our relationship in the past. Maybe that also has a little bit of we have an advantage now that, you know, people somewhere also like our pairing. They like the fact that we've done Ye Jawani Hai Deewani as our last film, which was a big success. And I feel an actor's chemistry between two actors is always denoted by the last film they do and how good the characters have been in the last film. If I worked with a certain actor who probably I'm married to, and if a last film was not, or the film that we did was not a good film, you'll probably think that they have no chemistry. So chemistry is something which is not explainable. But having said that, I think Deepika and me both are professionals. We both are hardworking. We both really want to do well for ourselves. We want to do well for the movie. We both have immense love and respect for Imtiaz. So we all were on. You know, we all were very much wanting to do our best. What you see in the promos or the result of it is not something that is predictable for us while we are working. We are just doing our jobs. But if people like us, it's of course, it's, am I going on a different direction?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, you're right.
Yeah, if people like us, it is because the characters, the movies
have chemistry.
Have
The characters
chemistry in
need
it.
to have chemistry first, I think. You know, there are two actors playing a part where there's no that kind of a relationship or a chemistry between the characters.
Like,
Do
for
not have
example, if
chemistry.
Deepika and me had done, say, a film of mine, let's say Besharam, and if that film didn't do well, people would probably not talk about our chemistry because the characters didn't work there, the dynamic didn't work there. The fact that we did a film where the dynamic worked, it was a predominantly a love story. I guess that's where people start liking
Right.
your chemistry
See-
with someone.
Chemistry, I think, is too overrated somewhere
Exactly.
and too boring as well. I think
Exactly.
हर बार आप लोगों को सुनना पड़ता होगा.
जी.
But somewhere, you know, you guys are coming across as very good friends, which is, I think, something that as a viewer that's what you're interested in.
See, I don't think I
अभी
can
उन्होंने
say me
ट्वीट किया है
and,
that clearly our friend doesn't know much about social media. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले उन्होंने ट्वीट किया है.
see, I don't think me and Deepika are best friends in the current scenario. We have immense love, respect and regard for each other. But we are not on backslapping terms. We are not like phone buddies or we are not into our lives. But when we are working on this film, there is immense respect for,
See, I'll
for
tell
what
you,
she...
I want to come in at this point of time. What happens with Deepika and Ranbir is that both of them really like the core of acting. They like to be in that phase where they are acting and they are really doing that. Both of them. And I don't even know, I mean, what their personal relationship is beyond a point of time becomes completely irrelevant.
Ji.
The fact of the matter is that in that room when we are doing lines or when we are doing the scene, there is great thrill and excitement, and for that each one of us has to be at the same level of motivation, which Deepika has, which he has, which I of course being director have. So they really, I think, admire each other as actors subconsciously, so that they throw at each other relentlessly and accept from each other what they give. So I often feel that यहाँ वो 2 और 2 5 हो जाता है, because he is at full value, because you know जब आपको सामने वाला player अच्छा मिलता है ना, then you start playing very well, yeah. You
Absolutely.
up your game.
जी,
So that happens. I see that happening in each scene with both of them.
No, and there was a time when Imtiaz used to tell me that, you know, Deepika is very inspired by the work I was doing or my work ethic. You know, in the beginning of my career, you know, when I was working in Rockstar and you know, while she was working with Imtiaz, so she used to be, because she didn't know, she's not from the film industry, so she used to admire the way my work ethic was or my certain work process was. But I think that keeps changing. Like today, I'm inspired by her. Like when I see her films or when I see her on set, it's really admirable, you know, her respect for her work, for her talent and her dedication. I think it's that constant, you know, trying to inspire each other as actors, as professionals.
Yeah, that is true
And to
actually.
constantly push each other. I think that's what's important.
Somewhere when you did Love Aajkal and when you did Jawani with Deepika, it was like a bit of a different ballgame at that point of time. Now Deepika Padukone has become like a big brand and she's had one successful film after the other. There are reports that she's had issues with maybe Mr. Bachchan in terms of one-upmanship and all that stuff. And now Bajirao Mastani and Dilwale, they're coming. So it's being said that there's slight tussle with Shah Rukh as well. So she has that entire...
Tussle with Shah Rukh.
There were reports that she had...
And with Bachchan sir.
Put on Instagram. There are reports. There are reports.
I find it very hard to believe that
There are
Deepika will have a tussle with anyone.
But the idea is that she wants to be taken in the sense seriously.
I don't think she wants to be taken seriously. I think that she's a fantastic actor. She's always been. She's been very shy, but she has overcome that shyness at least while she's acting, which is why I think people are seeing her at her full value right now. It's very difficult for me to imagine Deepika trying to take herself or for other people to take herself seriously.
Actually, I'm not saying that those reports are correct. What I'm trying to say is that considering that she's had one Piku recently and other films in the recent past, that there is a certain way that she's presenting herself and she's very serious about her work. The way she promotes her movie, even Fanny, the way she promotes him. So somewhere she has that thing that she would like to be very very involved. Maybe what she was in Love Aajkal.
Arey, Love Aajkal, she was, see, that's the thing, you know, you take some time to get confident about things. You know, this girl was and she's inherently a shy person. She took more time than other people to open up and say that, hey, I want to contribute, you know. I want to be a part of it. I'm excited about it. Don't only use me as a pretty face here. I got more to give. It's that.
You're someone who's extremely pragmatic, and I think you say things the way they are. With this entire pressure that one actors feel in terms of when movies do well, or maybe when the movies don't do well, because when the movies are doing well, you're expected to just cross another boundary after that. How do you handle that?
Of course, you feel bad, you know, as much as you feel good when a movie does well, but that's easily forgotten. When a movie doesn't do well, it's not that the emotion stays, but you're constantly reminded of it. Like today, after 6 months, like you asking me this question, you know, so I guess that Bombay Velvet's, the debacle of Bombay Velvet will always stay with me as a very big phase in my life. You know, I guess even after 10 years, and people were very interested to know how I was feeling. Like, I have never seen actors being asked what advice you have to give an actor because he's given a flop. Because I had seen so many actors give certain quotes. Like for 4 weeks I was getting messages, condolence messages, you know, it's fine and this will pass. And I felt great. At the same time I felt, should I be worried? And I remember Katrina telling me, is like, you idiot, you should be grateful, because when things are not going well, people won't even like remember you. You know, today you still have Imtiaz Ali working with you, you know, you still have films, and you still, people are still sending you messages, and you know, they're concerned about you. So I think that's important, you know, and I felt a lot of love at the time that I was supposed to feel failure. I felt a little extra love, and that made me feel, okay, maybe suppose I'm supposed to feel more failure. Like when Imtiaz came and met me post Bombay Velvet, he was traveling, he was in Italy that time. He came after 4 days, so it was already decided the fate of Bombay Velvet. And he saw me and he started laughing. And I had to play the part of
being sad.
He's sad. So he's like, what are you doing? You know, and he's been an amazing support, you know, as much as my loved ones, he's been one really, you know, pillar of strong, silent strength that he's been there through these hard times.
No, in fact, you've always said, whenever we've spoken, that you really don't understand the entire pressure that is put on anyone whatsoever in terms of box office and all these things. You've always said that I'm basically a storyteller, and I think you've also said that you wouldn't direct a film if you're not writing a story yourself.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. So, but do you feel that these are good times in terms of that the way we've had like a 1 year where very interesting films have worked at the box office, and nicely written films with good writing have been doing well. Do you think that these are good times?
I think these are fantastic times. I think extremely exciting time for Indian cinema right now. And like any other time, if a good film appears on the scene, it tends to do well. If a film is not very good, it tends to not do so well. Anyways, people like us have, what choice do we have? We'll try to make our best film and hope for the best. That's the best we can do. Baki, we keep analyzing, etc. That's really ball talk, yeah. That's not relevant. Great times if a movie like Piku can do well, so well. It's a wonderful sign. If a movie like Bajrangi Bhaijaan can do well, if Salman can do Bajrangi Bhaijaan and make it the biggest hit of all times, which it is, right?
In terms of footfalls, it is.
Yeah, so at least it's a undeniably successful film, and it is like, I think it's a great sign that all these films together can in the same year do well.
But having said that, there is also now a great challenge and opposition from, say, television and other mediums like internet and other entertainment avenues. You know, at that time there was only the cinema. So yes, you know, over the years you do see footfalls decreasing, and I think it's our job as filmmakers, as artists, to really make good quality work. You know, where we actually compel the audience to come to buy a ticket and to watch it on the big screen. You know, instead of sitting at home and watching it or in the living room or on television. I think that cinematic experience is something, quality cinematic experience is something we really need to focus on. And
absolutely, Jawani songs are still super hit. Is they as fresh as maybe it happened yesterday? Okay, now we're having a bit of a quiz with both you guys, since you guys know each other so well. It's like what Ranbir knows about Imtiaz Ali and what
Sir,
you know about...
I'll know everything about you, you'll know nothing about me. You're anyway so clueless, sir.
This is for Ranbir Kapoor. Name the filmmaker who hired Imtiaz Ali as a tape boy.
As a?
He used to just carry tapes in, I think, Z News, in Z
Kunal
channel,
Kohli?
Z TV.
Kunal Kohli?
Correct.
Amazing, sir.
That's a good one.
Dekhte jao,
That's
sir.
like a really good one. When is Imtiaz Ali's birthday?
I forget my mom's birthday also. But his birthday is June 17th. 16th.
16. Okay. Name Imtiaz Ali's film in which the female's protagonist's name was Meera.
Next question. Love Aajkal.
Love Aajkal. Okay. Imtiaz Ali acted in the film Black Friday. Name the character he played.
He just got hanged.
Okay.
Yaqub Menon.
Yaqub Memon. Name the film for which Imtiaz Ali won the best dialogue award for Filmfare.
Jab we met.
Jab we met. 5 out of 5, Mr. Imtiaz. You'll have to really match that. You'll.
But मैं 69 को आपको wish करता हूँ ना sir. For me it's 60.
Like, but I think technically it's 4 out of 5. So that is, he's right. I'm giving you like a very
Give
simple
me.
answer.
Please.
Simple question actually.
Please.
When is Ranbir Kapoor's birthday?
30th September. 28th September.
सर लता मंगेशकर भगत है मिस
दुनिया बात करी पूरी
और आप
दुनिया बात
कॉन्फिडेंस
कर
से
रही
जो
है।
आपने फेंका है
पूरी इंडिया
30th सितंबर
I got confused, sir. 28th September.
चलो भाई इक्वल
28th.
I'm asking you one more very simple question. Name the film in which Ranbir played a character called Bubbly.
क्या दस ही तो फिल्म
No. बहुत बेशरम.
Besharam. One.
सर इसने मना किया. Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
तुम पहले भी इतनी खूबसूरत थी या वक्त ने किया कोई हंसी सितम. Ranbir mouthed this dialogue in which film?
जवानी.
Yes. It's not bad. Name the production house started by Ranbir with Jagga Jasoos.
It's not. Can't be RK Films.
Picture Shuru.
Picture Shuru.
Productions. Really? Okay, 2 out of 4 so far. How many films has... This is a very simple one.
10.
मैंने
This is a very
listen to the question sir
How many films has Ranbir done with Katrina Kaif?
release unreleased
Release, unreleased both.
no मतलब she's in the pipeline also.
Total. The ones they are being shot as well.
2.
Huh?
2.
Which are these?
Jagga and Rajji's film.
Rajniti.
नहीं Rajji. 3. Rajji's film है sir.
I got confused. Prakash. Okay, so.
मुझे better
आपने
friend
काम इतना किया है ना.
मुझे better friend
नहीं इससे
Then
मुझे better friend
इससे कुछ नहीं आता.
Absolutely. Imtiaz, Nandi, you'll have to give it to.
I'm a fan.
ताली बजा दें आप उनके लिए.
Sir,
That is,
तालियां.
he
तालियां,
deserves
sir.
it, in fact.
आपने उनको पहले से क्वेश्चन बताया हुआ था ना इसीलिए.
मैं तो उनसे मेरी बहुत पुरानी दोस्ती. नहीं, but I think he's good. Even with Anushka, we
Yeah.
did, and he was really good with that actually.
His IQ is higher than me. Yeah.
Okay, last एक मैं आपसे सिर्फ एक सवाल पूछना चाह रहा था. I won't go into the personal details and everything.
मैं शादी अभी नहीं कर रहा.
Somewhere recently it was कहीं आपसे शायद Imtiaz Ali said that you should write scenes and you should write one scene at a time and everything. And apparently you said that Katrina doesn't. She's not really. She's quite critical of my work and all these things. कहीं शायद आपने मेरे ख्याल से कहा था that she's a big critic and all these things. So we met Katrina recently and she said that Ranbir is being very sensitive actually. मैंने ऐसा बिल्कुल भी I did not mean in that.
no she's very opinionated and because her opinion matters a lot she's not easy with compliments but जहाँ इंडिया का बात है की बात है I've always told him कि I want to make movies you know I want to think of a movie to eventually direct in my life and he keeps encouraging me to write. He's also given me books. He's encouraged me to share my ideas with him. He has bound stuff with me, but that I've not shared with Katrina. I think the only person I've shared my film ideas with or a story idea, that's only him. And he's not been critical, but he's been really encouraging. Katrina has been critical of my work as an actor. not the stories that I want to make. So I think there's a misunderstanding.
Right. As an actor, maybe, I think.
Yeah, she's extremely critical, but she's also supportive. Yeah, I mean that's how she's an honest person. She'll probably be critical about your interview or a certain question that you ask.
No, she actually generally likes my interviews.
She loves your interviews. Over the years, she's really admired, and we all do. That's why today you're a legend. You are.
Legend, sorry.
I think she's a very reliable person in his life, because you know she's a reference check for him.
Last question for Imtiaz Ali. When I saw the promo, you know, when you see a Imtiaz Ali film or like a promo or anything, even like making videos, you know, you look for that surprise element, because आपकी जो writing होती है, it's something you always have, and especially your sense of humor, it's something which is totally unique. मतलब आपको मैंने कहीं और नहीं देखा, चाहे वो जब भी मैं आपकी बहुत सी फिल्में हैं. And there are ample moments, the way Deepika is saying to that guy, that Firang guy, and in Hindi and all those things, even the Mona Darling one and the other ones. Now, something about your writing and the sense of humor, which I think is something which is totally unique to you.
I don't know यार, I've just heard people talk like that around me in my life. इस तरह से लोग बातें करते हैं और मैंने सुना हुआ है.
ये आपने पहले भी कहा मुझसे.
हाँ, तो यही सच होगा. देखो अब 2 साल हो रहा है.
Deepika believes that whatever scene he makes us do, he has had it, has done this before with somebody.
Right.
कि ये actually सिर्फ ऑफिस या घर पे बैठ के लिखा नहीं है. He has actually performed this with someone. If the scenes you'll see in Tamasha when the film releases, he has lived this life, and then he's making us do it.
Right.
So we have a doubt, but we're not sure yet.
Fantastic.
Oftentimes he used to say, and she used to say, Sena, where? Who did you say this to? Probably just.
एक scene है फिल्म में कि हम भाग रहे हैं, and then we crawl like animals, and we go to a lake and we start drinking water from the lake, like probably a tiger or a dog or some animal would do. So he explained this scene with so much of clarity that we really thought that this has been performed by him in real life. That's why he's making us do this.
He prefers highway over Rockstar. Does it bother you?
No, I don't.
You said in an interview.
That time. Yeah.
At that point of time?
Yeah. Now I think that Rockstar is more engaging.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big highway fan. But Rockstar for me has different personal attachments.
Yeah.
But I think Highway is one of Imtiaz's finest films. I would rate it better than Love Aajkal and Jab We Met and Socha Na Tha. That's it, right?
Fantastic. So thank you very much for being on Bollywood Hungama, and all the best wishes for Adil and Mushkil, and all the best. Looking forward to the promo launch, and I think the entire journey of your making videos is going to be interesting, because that is something that we look forward to. Thank you and all the best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, Faridoon.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.